Welcome to episode 1504, Perret, Fintech Infrastructure Billionaire 8 Lessons. This picture of the two co-founders of Plaid, Perret and William Hockey. This is an outline of episode 1504, lesson 1 to 4. This is lesson 5 to 8. Lesson 1. Change of directions.
And that's not a new idea, nor is it a particularly good idea.
Like that's a lot of people's first idea.
It's not a good idea.
Like a better mint.
We worked on building, this better mint or a better version of spend tracking, and we worked on this amongst other things for a little while and realized it was kind of a complete failure for two big reasons. First and foremost, getting data from banks is incredibly difficult. This is the problem that Plaid ended up going on to solve. So we had to build both kind of the back end and the consumer app at the same time.
Lesson 2, customer acquisition is the key to growth.
At their nascent. So if they find a way to acquire customers quite easily, then they end up growing rapidly on the other side. We've all seen the Robinhood wait lists. So they generated a ton of buzz. They had a bunch of organic acquisition because people were talking about it, and then they were able to solve customer acquisition.
Lesson 3, his company Plaid is about infrastructure to banks.
So Plaid, we build infrastructure for fintech companies. The core concept is that most of the functionality that you might have in a bank branch when you're standing there and talking to a banker, we want to take that functionality, wrap it in a set of APIs, and deliver that to you as a consumer wherever you want to go.
Lesson 4, money is number one source of stress.
Money is the number one source of stress for Americans. That stress is ever present and all-consuming. When do I get paid? How am I going to get out of debt? People who use fintech save money, time, and feel less anxiety around their finances.
Lesson 5, merger with Visa credit card blocked by SEC in 2021.
Intent to acquire Plaid, and it's a protracted and complex litigation that could take time. Plaid, last valued at $5 billion, now a free agent and is no longer merging with Visa.
Lesson 6, Plaid Connects 3 things.
Plaid is here. Plaid builds the connections that makes fintech possible. Connecting people to the services that work for them. Connecting developers to the data they need to create more value. Connecting financial institutions to an open financial ecosystem.
Lesson 7, 2 new development for the future. Plaid.
That we're focused on. First is expansion. So expansion comes in a couple flavors. One is expansion of data types. So we've talked about collecting income data on behalf of a consumer, structuring that in a way that, say, a lender or potentially another fintech company. Factor number 2 is what people do with the data, so the analytics on top of that. One example of this is Signal, where we already collect this certain type of data on behalf of the consumer, but we can do a lot of analytics on top of it.
Lesson 8, API for thousands of banks.
Today, I'm proud to share that the number of banks who are using Plaid Exchange to enable API-based access to over 1,000 financial institutions. That's a huge shift for an industry where the banks oftentimes weren't thinking about APIs just as recently as 3 or 4 years ago.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.